Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cousin Cecil Show, episode 19. And how you guys doing? I'm your host, Cousin Cecil, aka Mike Fowler. How was your guys' Thanksgiving? Did you do it over Zoom? Did you say screw it? Who needs a mask? You didn't even wear a rubber to make a family, so who needs a mask? But yeah, how was your guys' Black Friday? You guys get any deals? Just more short and sweet for you this week. We're gonna look into some of the news pieces I forgot because it was slow because it's the holiday. But yeah, you're talking to. I was able to, thanks to probably being in a Midwest town, well, Midwest state. You're listening to a man who secured a third PS5. Oh yeah, because I am
the cream, yeah, the cream of the crop, and there is no one.
Yes, I was able to secure one, and it was probably the most hectic out of the three PS5s, because like everyone said on this podcast I have, obviously I got the email very easily, that was just to me. I lucked out getting to GameStop that same night, but then this one, I was able to get in line because surprisingly, the store Meijer had a queue, but their queue was a little out of proportion. They said they're going to be on sale starting at $12.01 on Black Friday. Long story short, there was a queue started around 10 o'clock at night, and it tells you how much you're online, and by the time it was crazy. I was at 112,000 and some change at the start, and about every 2 minutes I was going up every 10,000. 1201 hit, about 130. The queue, like, it had a little stick figure. The queue paused. My little guy was looking at the screen like, what do you want me to do? I can't move. Very odd. I kept my web page on my phone, though. And luckily for my son, wanted to play Stay Up All Night. And I finally got him to bed pretty late. Like, we're on a different schedule. It works for him. He gets all his sleep, but he's just on a different schedule. But I got him to bed, and I was laying down with him, just let him get to sleep. And I just took a peek at that queue again. It was around 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And then for somehow in some way, the queue finally pushed me into the actual website of Meijer's. I hit the button for the PlayStation, and then just it zoomed me right through that PlayStation queue in 2 seconds. Was able to claim it. Same day, picked up at store. It was crazy, but I did it for my stepson's cousin. So long story short, a little teenage boy got his PS5 because his dad was looking for it all this time too, and never had luck. He wasn't technically in the queue and stuff, but dealing with the best cream of the crop. This Black Friday for me in particular was really well. I was able to get from. You got Best Buy, you got Maneater and Resident Evil 3 for $12 each. That was a really good purchase, I think, for me. And I ain't gonna lie, I opened up Maneater, so I'm starting that for the PS5 version. And it's pretty good. It's a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more simple, I guess would be a word, even though you're a shark and you're just eating shit. So that's pretty simple, but I think the company Tripwire, I think that's the ones who made it. I think I wish they kind of went back into the lab and worked on the menu for missions and quests is a little vague, and it's kind of hard to understand how you do it. I know of course you can put little tutorial pops up and shit, but it just seems a little obtuse of like, what do you got to do? There's a lot of it's a very big collectathon of little sections of the water But it is fun. It has the combat. There is combat in the sense of once you get, like, the bigger you get, the more moves you get. But the idea of even just biting, which is a simple one button push, it takes a little bit of getting used to in a dance, because you can be level 4 and still like take down like a level 8 crocodile. Is an idea of a theory, but you have to be able to know how to stick and move and dodge and roll, because if that gator gets a hold of your little shark, 2 bites, you're done. But it's I like it. I like the tone of it. Like, it's making fun of itself. I think it has Rick and Morty's dad as the narrator. I think, and that kind of knows where the tone you're getting at, but it's pretty good. I'm going to, of course, continue it because it's a new game, and we're also chomping at the bit for new games. But for another Black Friday, just for like a 6-hour window, GameStop on Thanksgiving Eve going into Black Friday, or maybe it was a reverse, but I think it's that. I don't think it was going into Thanksgiving. I think it was on the Black Friday, how I just said it. They had buy one, get one free pre-owned. So I have coming into the grapevine of Cousin Cecil's house is I was able to get both the Dark Pictures anthology games. So I have The Man of Medan and Little Hope coming to me, and I got it for basically for $20 for both of them. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And I also got Captain Tsubasa and the New Champions, that anime soccer game, and I also got Nier Automata again. I gotta quit trying to sell it just because of troubled times. But I got both of those for $22, so $40, $45. I thought it was pretty good. And also, I was able to, because of they had a sale on it, and also with coupons, I also have Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming to the house, and I got that for $22. So I did a pretty good Black Friday. I ain't gonna lie, I feel kind of down that I forgot the whole idea of getting any DVDs and stuff. But to each his own. The only thing, it's been obviously a slow year for movies, so it's not like there's really missing out on anything that could not be on sale next year. But things I would wish I got, we'll talk about it, but I'll do it right here. But Godzilla vs. King Kong is now being almost set up that it's going to come to a streaming service, just like Wonder Woman 84. And right now, the main winner for this theory is HBO Max, which should have been a given since it's Warner Brothers and all that shit. But there was a quick moment that Netflix did offer $200 million for the movie, but it sounds like King Kong and Godzilla vs. King Kong is coming to HBO Max, which is awesome. And the only thing I was trying to get to is if on Black Friday I forgot to look up, I need Kong Skull Island on disc/digital and all that shit, so I can have the whole this generation's monster. I have Godzilla 1 and 2, and I need Kong. And then another one, which I'll probably wait till next year anyway, because I don't own them. I want to get the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but in the 4K disc, because I saw this year, somebody on my Twitter posted up, look at how different the HDR does to the movie. And it looked like a night and day movie. It looked crazy. Like, remember watching Lord of the Rings that had a nice little, a very fancy, golden gloss to it? That HDR puts it away, and it just it pops. It looks really beautiful. And yeah. But yeah, that was my Black Friday. We had a good dinner. I made a fucking turkey and all that shit, and we just chilled. But yeah, I played some video games. I also, we'll talk about more what I got into, but yeah, I also got into Warframe again. And with that little tease of Warframe, let's get into what I was playing this week. Obviously, Maneater. I said my little piece just a minute ago. And last night, I downloaded the PS5 version of Warframe. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm still in Chapter 2 stuff. I don't know how many updates they've had or whatever. But I was just more wanted to play something different. And I did not know this until I started. Warframe uses those haptic triggers. So if you wanted a free entry level game just for more to tickle your fancy with the triggers, Warframe's a very good game to at least try out and, play it with the new DualSense. It feels like a new game. Like, I've played a little bit of Warframe back on PS4. It was okay. I played it before they did the massive update to make it feel more like Destiny. I played a little bit after that. But this, with the controller, it's that controller. The DualSense does so much for games. And I'm not trying to sound dumb for people who don't have one or can't experience it yet. But I can't wait for you guys to, or I hope even people who chose Xbox. I want you guys to understand, I would be asking Microsoft to maybe look into like, hey, how about the Elite Controller 3.0 have this kind of trigger shit too? Because it was crazy. Like last night I was playing and you just feel like the resistance of like a dual wielding like mini like little handguns that are automatic, and then you can feel the difference of even like the longer mid-range rifle, and that one feels like it pushes back harder on your finger. It's really cool. And it looks good. I think it's in I'm not a frames expert, but it feels like a really good locked 60 frames. You're really flying through that game in Warframe. I'm going to keep playing it a little bit more, just to tickle the itch until I get some of these games coming out of the mail. And also I'm going to play Maneater. But I think, yeah, since last recording, I was able to platinum Pathless. And that was a very excellent game. And I know I was doing praise on it last week, but yes, I would recommend everybody, if you're going to play it, I'd buy it. It's really worth its money, I think. I think it's also, you can see that giant squid, like I said before, was old company that used to do, well, parts of the company was from Journey. I love the whole scene, and I'll probably say it here, which I'll explain it probably more on the Game of the Year thing, but it is my indie game of the year. The Pathless is the indie game of the year for me. And I guess I'll just leave it at that for this week. But yeah, tune in on the Game of the Year one. I think I'm going to put I'm putting some effort into it. I think you guys would all enjoy it. And then just for the quick fire, I also platinumed this stupid dollar game called Snake Boat. I was told through YouTube and people I follow, it's literally a 0 out of 10 difficulty. You just have to you have to just turn it on for 5 minutes of each difficulty. And I feel dirty doing it, but I needed to. I've also been dipping my toe in. I've never played it. The PS4 remake of Shadow of the Colossus. That seems fun. I think I'm on my 6th Colossi to fight. So, that's still a beautiful game. I really don't want to get into it because it's an older game, but yeah, it's fun. Blue Point is still, I see why they put them on the helm for Demon Souls. It just looks beautiful and everything. And also, I'm probably going to walk away from it. I'm probably going to stick to Warframe. But I was playing the Borderlands PS5 version because I will say this, it is a day and night compared to the older gen versions. When I played Borderlands 3 at the beginning of the launch, like around the launch window of it, it was so laggy for menus. It was just really difficult to really get into a groove, especially since for how much you're leveling up / you have to put a skill point in and shit. It was just really, they fixed all that for next gen. They also use the triggers also for the DualSense. Everything's smooth. There's loading screens, but they're so fast. Like it's because it's for both consoles. But the idea that it's a lot more smoother, crisper, and you can also make it either be performance or fidelity. Of course, I'm picking performance, and also apparently, if you have a 120 hertz TV, which this is people answering my question on Twitter. You are able to do 120 frames per second version of Borderlands at 1080p. I could be wrong, but also Twitter made it sound like, okay, That's cool. But if you had a 2.1 HDMI port on your TV, you can do 4K 120. But yeah, just so you guys know, it's okay. It is Borderlands. I probably would have said the same exact shit back on the PS4, but now it feels like a real game and not like pulling teeth to play the game. So yeah, and also last week we were talking about that patch for Spider-Man, so you can transfer your saves was live, and thanks to Delvin, I was able to get a Spider-Man save, so I got to instant pop that platinum, so I'm at 184 platinums. And God help me. But yeah, let's get into this week's news. Again, we're going to do a little short and sweet. Some things I missed. Apparently, I forgot to mention IO Interactive. They received the rights to do a 007 game. And it's so early that they're still even trying to hire people for the game. But they did do a small teaser of like the classic James Bond walking in front of the gun barrel, then shooting the gun barrel. And some people were like, man, I wonder if IO can handle it because of compared. I think Hitman's a little bit more open worldy than like what James Bond could be used to. But I think that might be in good hands. The idea of sometimes in James Bond, like even especially in the movies, it's a lot of like trying to be into the crowd and follow the bad guy. So I think they can get that part into really well. I think they're going to have to show their work of how well they can handle it with, I don't want to call them bullet galleries, but like they're going to have to be sections where there's going to be like cover and shooting, which is, I'm just saying for what I'm used to the other 007 games. And we got to see how well they do with cars. The past couple years, I think Mercedes has always like shown a new Mercedes into the newest James Bond film as a highlight, and of course, so I think it's in the right hands. I just hope they don't. I hope they keep it low, keep the bar low, but high quality for IO. So hey, congrats IO for getting the IP. We're all here waiting for you. We all love Hitman, so yeah, good luck to you. I mean, this game probably won't come out till 2022, to my knowledge, because of think about it, Hitman 3 comes out in January, and they probably have to do mix and models and shit for that, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. And then also, real quick, there was a leak patent for like a revision version of PlayStation VR, and it looked, you can't really go by the concept art for a patent, but yeah, they look like they were talking about revisions, so maybe we might get PSVR for PS5 like you said. I said a joke, I was hoping that the headband for you is like the triggers. I wanted to be able to squeeze my head like if Abby put me in a headlock of Last of Us Part 2. That was a joke. Sorry, I'll see myself out. More closer to today news, apparently it seems like Control, it might be coming to Game Pass in December, which will be cool for Xbox users. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to give you the Ultimate Edition for free. Most likely, I'm assuming just the regular old base model that gets no upgraded graphics. So, teach his own. And then also, kind of cool news for Pokemon card fans. Nintendo is now allowed to make a Kadabra Pokemon card again. There has been a 20-year claim from Uri Geller, apparently the fucking magician who is best known for bending spoons. He sued Nintendo for 20 years ago for using his, like, apparently in Japan, Kadabra's name is used, kind of sounds close to Geller and all that shit, but the last time Kadabra, Abra's evolution right before Alakazam, Kadabra was in the Pokemon card box set Skyridge, and that was the last time we got to have a Kadabra Pokemon card. But now, basically, the guy came out and said he's truly sorry for what he did 20 years ago. Kids and grown-ups are, just so they know, He's releasing the ban, and now it's up to Nintendo if you want to use Kadabra's name. So that's kind of cool. I mean, thanks to Logic and Logan Paul, we've had a boom of Pokemon cards in prices and stuff. So just even the idea of like having Kadabra come back might be a big cool, like, that's awesome to hear. What else this week? Assassin's Creed Valhalla also got a patch 1.04, and put on your tinfoil hats on this one. But there's rumors, and nothing was been told officially. But the fan base, again, these are console war people we're talking about. They think this patch was made so that the PS5 version gets knocked down closer to the Xbox Series X level, because for the past since it was released, Digital Foundry, NX Gamer, and all these people have been doing these tests to show that the PS5 has been outperforming the Xbox Series X, and you can take it with a grain of salt, like this or that. Xbox fans are trying to be damage control and say that their tools are not mature enough. People say this and that, whatever. But just, if you're gonna just put it on paper, the PS5 is outperforming the Xbox Series X. Microsoft came out and said they're looking into this. Why? I have no idea why. It's not, But again, like I said, fan base is trying to do damage control, try to say that the tools, even though they said they waited till June, even though Phil Spencer had a Xbox Series X in March, so I don't know what that tells you. I hope they get their tools ready so that we can get out of this this little blunder of console wars. But it's just part of it. I do think it's fishy because this patch, back to the Assassin's Creed part, this patch 1.04 kind of made some of the frame rates of PS5 not stagger lower, even though they had better frame rates pre-patch. And Digital Foundry said that this is an okay. I heard people also say, like, if you see a real big performance difference, and this isn't Digital Foundry saying it, this is just people I've seen on the internet. They said they've heard deleting the whole game and re-downloading the whole thing with the patch, like, just the re-download was fixing it for some. I'm not saying for all, but just so you hear. But I do think it's funny with the tinfoil hat idea that the game that was sponsored heavily with Xbox now had a patch that quote-unquote improved. Also made they made it so it goes 60 frames better on Xbox, but they have to lower the resolution at some spots too. So it's just crazy to hear. It is crazy to hear that the Xbox is being outperformed because of all on paper should be winning, but hey, it is what it is. Should have picked the PlayStation. No, but yeah. I hope they get that into order. Like I said, I'm probably one perk of with disc-based games. I'll probably play it and see for myself, but I will not download that patch at first. I want to see how it looked before the patch in my eyes, and maybe I'll get back with you guys. It's not on my high priority list because I'm not trying to promote the console war stuff more than just showing. There is some truth to it. Even Digital Foundry said there was a little lag to it at the end or during it. But yeah, what's another thing? More on the rumor mill. Some scuttlebutt came out with one of the QA testers from the CD Projekt Red saying that he is 175 hours into Cyberpunk and has not yet seen rolled credits. But apparently he also kind of cleared out the air of this. He said that was one of my playthroughs that he is doing 100% stealth, trying to use every feature of the game. And he said it's just I've been doing a lot more slower pace on that playthrough. So 175 hours, wow. And then also take that with a grain of salt because also during during a public owners conference of CD Projekt Red. They said it will vary. They said also it is shorter than The Witcher 3 in length. And they said to their stock owners that usually it might be a 50 to 60 hour game. So the idea that I like hearing that's cool. I'm glad to hear that there's definitely more 50 to 60 hours. That's pretty manageable, especially for a person like me. But I'm glad to hear for anybody who really wants to just dive right in and like that's their game for the year. They have content to play for 100 up to 100 plus hours. That's kind of cool to see. But yeah, and then also real quick, apparently Red Dead Redemption 2's online version is going to become possibly a standalone version for the next gen consoles. So yeah, I mean nothing really more to see about that. This is a rumor. And nothing has been guaranteed. Mostly everyone says this is bullshit. But there was a Amazon leak photo. So it's not a real leak like people saying it's a leak. But like an Amazon photo of a Red Dead Redemption 2 enhanced version with a remastered version or like an enhanced version of Red Dead Redemption 1. That'd be really cool. It was priced around $70 for that for both. So, take that with a grain of salt again, but I just like saying it because I think it's a cool idea if it does happen. But yeah, also more, I think that might be it for me. Congratulations, Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods of WWE, for getting that G4 TV host spot. All the messaging and voting shit that he's been doing, the hashtag's been working out, he got it. And then also, guys, hold out there. Try not to be going through scalpers for your consoles. Even though for the PlayStation side, they announced that this is the fastest selling system ever. They've ever, I think they hit the record. And they said their inventory is sold out. But they are promising they're trying to get more inventory done and sent out before Christmas or before the end of the year. So, I mean, I don't know how production lines work, but it's cool to see. And then also, I'm not trying to blow smoke out of Xbox sales, but I've seen that apparently the interest rate of PlayStation 5 is like double the interest of Xbox. And apparently, judging by Black Friday's numbers, which I don't know how, because I've heard, I'll tell you another story after this, but they say that the PS5 were selling 2-to-1 on online stores. Again, here's my theory. This is a small section of Michigan I'm going to talk about. The day I got my mailed in from PlayStation Direct, the FedEx guy was very chatty. He's like, I have only 5 PS5s on my truck. I'm like, oh yeah. I told him, well, it was hard to do pre-orders and stuff, blah, blah, blah. He told me on the 10th, when Xbox came out, he had 40 Xboxes on his truck. So I don't know how that math works of like telling people that it's 2-to-1 when there's clearly in my little section of Michigan, there was way more Xboxes being able to get bought and secured than PlayStations. So take everything with a grain of salt about news. You can take off the tinfoil hat now. but yeah, I'm sorry. Well, we're going to make it a little short and sweet. It's again, nothing really going on. I also wanted to say I came up with, I wanted just more to say out there because again, this is my first time being I want to call it a guinea pig. Getting a system on the first week. I've had my PS5 has been very quiet, except I've looked up on the internet. There's this small not software bug, but there's a small bug that my disk drive will run at certain random times. My PS5 is dealing with that. So we'll see how that goes. Sometimes it happens even on the game that's not even been played. I'm hoping that these updates, we've had 2 updates since launch. So they've been pretty consistent trying to figure out shit that's probably under the hood that we don't know about. I thought, for me, before I read that news article from myself, I thought it was my Borderlands 3 disc, because I'm thinking, because I'm trying to be the benefit of the doubt of my buyerness. I'm like, maybe it's my Borderlands 3 disc because it has like a small ring sticker from like being like that's usually Redbox has it. You know how Redbox in the center ring where your finger goes, they put a little another sticker so that their like system can read like a small little barcode. Mine has a little circle of sticker, and then I didn't know if that's what's making it go like hum a little bit louder, but turns out it's just because it is running the disk drive, and then also because of that disk. Because I put other discs in, like the Maneater one, and my drive is very quiet. So I don't know. So it makes me kind of feel nervous on my Borderlands 3 disc. So I'm trying to get that sticker off without hurting it. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And another thing, twitch.tv/Cousin Cecil. If you went and looked at my archives, I did a pathless stream and said I took 2 Benadryls and I'm, gonna get weird. Apparently, I didn't know this. You'll watch a whole blue screen on my stream. I didn't know this until I tried to stream Maneater, and luckily a person watched it, Tim, he said, hey, your screen's all blue and I can hear your audio but no blue. So I just were giving everyone a heads up. If you're trying to stream through the broadcast, the PS5 without like capture cards and shit, like the apps and shit, make sure you close any media app. My YouTube was like in that suspended mode, which I'm used to doing on PS4. But for right now on PS5, it will make your image that you're trying to share on on Twitch be a blue screen. And it won't show what you're playing. But if you close the app of the YouTube, it'll let you stream like normal. Just so you guys know, again, it's one of those like first buyer bugs that they're probably dealing with. But yeah, again, this is a Cousin Cecil show. If you guys could, please follow me on Twitter at MikeFowler93. Twitch.tv/Cousin Cecil. That's CUZNCISEAL. And follow me on Instagram. I don't go that much, but just part of it. But yeah, give me a follow. Tell me what's up on Twitter. I'll of course talk back. And if you guys want, because there's still a little bit of time, send me your game of the years, and game of the generations, and I'll put you in the episode. But yeah, this week's hot picks for music. I liked it. I think I like it. It's Juicy J with Logic called 1995. And on TV, this one's probably going to be the most possibly it could be a dumpster fire for our Cousin Cecil hot pick. But I'm picking The Flight Attendant on HBO Max. There's been a 3-episode premiere. And it's okay. It's like if you ever watched that TBS show Search Party, it is very a thriller with dark comedy sense. It was pretty fun those first 3 episodes. And wow, I could be talking about The Mandalorian all over again, but I don't want to spoil it because it's still new. I suggest everybody watch it before they can even get. It's probably too late. I'm sorry that I should have warned you guys last week, but that was a beautiful. The Jedi episode, chapter 13. It might be better than almost majority of the movies for how well I liked that episode. But yeah, and then comics, the King in Black issue 1 for Marvel. It's a Venom storyline. And then for DC, Batman and Catwoman issue 1 comes out this Wednesday. If you liked Tom King's run of Batman, since he's not in it no more, and he was the first issue 1 through 85 of Rebirth Batman, and he's the one that proposed the idea that, Batman proposed to Catwoman. This is going to be kind of like his little side run of probably finishing off that storyline of what happened at with Batman and Catwoman. It's under the Black Label, so it's not canon, but I think that he just wanted to, for his fans, finish that storyline. But yeah, that's this week's Hot Picks. Thank you all. Be good to each other. Keep an eye out. Maybe you might find a system if you're looking. If not, just enjoy playing your games. Until next time, be good to each other, and peace.